Hello and welcome to Teal's Garage. Today we are working on the four-wheeler again. Today we will be ripping all of the plastics off. And the reason for that is because my handlebars have developed a bit of a looseness. And I would like to figure out why. I think I can see one of the issues already. I don't see a bushing on the bars. But besides that, we also need to test some wiring for a brake light switch, because May 15th through the 17th, I will be at Hyperfest, and I will be taking this with me. I need to make sure that this has a working headlight, a running light or tail light or brake light, or all three of the above, and most importantly that my handlebars will not fall off. I'd love to get some new tires, but I think we're just going to ride with the dry rock and the extremely leaking ones, and call that good. Tools that we will be using are screwdrivers. Why are we using screwdrivers? Because literally half, if not all of the plastics on here are held on by Phillips. So let's rip it apart. Here we have the beautimatacious and practically missing everything four-wheeler. If you saw the last video I posted on this thing, you will see that we attempted to adjust the brakes and that went flawlessly. So let's go ahead and get started by ripping these plastics off. So first thing is we rip this seat off. So now we are greeted by 4 screws right here. And I forgot about, well, it doesn't matter because they're broken, and that's also stripped. So we'll pull this off, set that somewhere where it will fall, and now we grab screwdriver number 1. Will it work? Yes, that is very surprising. And that's broken. Cool. How am I going to keep track of these? I'll just put them in the compartment. I don't remember how I broke those, but I did somehow. Okay, time to pop this out. We'll set this under the camera. Golly, bro. So in turn, I didn't realize I was recording for the past like 10 minutes, but I've gotten my screws out that hold the side fenders on, so we're about to take the whole... Someone's shooting flames. We're about to take the front plastics off, which will be fun. Start off by just removing this piece, which is oh so delicately broken, as is almost everything else on here. Get. Thank you very much. Get off there. There's that. Well, that works. How did I break it, you might ask? I honestly have no idea. And there's the front. That's gonna suck to put back on. We are one step closer to seeing the bars. I'm honestly debating taking the rears off. We're probably not gonna do that. So we are now greeted with this. Cool. I have no idea what this is supposed to be. Some sort of air box thing. I have to get behind this sort of air box thing. You're only held on by whatever the f that is. Smells like a lot of gas. That should be loose enough, I would hope. Beautiful. I question a lot, especially what the point of this is. Now we have more random ass piping that I don't know what the hell it goes to. We are greeted by this. And a ton of wires. Are these miraculously a 10 mil? God no. Those are probably 12s. Is this a bad idea? Probably, but we're gonna do it anyway. Oh, that's really tight. I broke the spring. What the f does this hose go? Oh, that's a brake hose. I'll make sure to rub my socket on that. Get out of here. Wire holding bracket tree thing. What in the horrible electrical tape job is this? There's definitely supposed to be a bushing in there. Whatever, we keep going. Still want to know how the hell that happened. It must have slammed into something. Well, that looks like it was a bushing at one point. Anyway, we continue. Oh, the sun has greeted us with its presence again. I found the problem. This is not a bushing anymore. As you might be able to see by the pieces falling, there is no bushing in here anymore. So, we have figured out one of the main issue of why the bars shake so violently. Time to Google. There's no way I'm looking at the right parts. Is there one on Amazon? There is. Monday, or tomorrow. That won't get here tomorrow. That will get here probably on Monday. But in the meantime, I will include part number and as well as the Amazon link for what I have purchased if you are in this predicament as I am. Moving on, the good thing is it's a two-piece like these, so it'll be decently easy to get in, I assume. So we're just gonna jam a Phillips head screwdriver. Probably not my snap-on one. Alright, change of plans. We will use an Allen key. Just scrape all of this out. There we go. That's working better. It just exploded. We love hard and brittle plastic. The one that I ordered said wear resistant. I doubt that will actually be the case, but at least I will have somewhat stable bars. I'm surprised it actually knew what I meant when I said steering bushing. Good job, Amazon. And Google. Mainly Google. Alright, that's kind of clean enough. Now for this thing. How much will blow up? Oh god. This will go very poorly. A couple smackaroonies and we're already down to this much. The flathead would do quick work of this, but I'm really lazy. Ow, my hand. Thank goodness for frame. See, what's bad is that worked really well. 2 cleaned pieces. Ready for a seal. That will hopefully come tomorrow. As long as it's not raining. If it's raining, then we won't be out here. Alright, let's try to bend that back. So that's such a grand idea, which means I have to get up and go into the garage, which means I could have just grabbed a flathead. Ow! Of course, they can slipped. Are we serious right now? Sensei wants to be a bitch. We brought out the big guns. First thing we'll try are my massively huge vice grips. What the hell just drove down the road? Alright, we'll leave that be. I said we weren't going to touch the back plastics. I lied. 2 screw there, 2 extremely rusted nuts in there. Oh my god, finally. Very stripped. Now for the other side, time to get a flathead. That works. And there we go. We are now plasticless. Quick detour to fix my battery. Let's see if it turns over any better. Oh, so much better. Whatever, it works somewhat better. Moving on. What are you? Boy, oh boy, Okay, well, you know, this could be good. We have found the electrical box. This is a great idea to do with the battery still connected. There's also a spot for a glass fuse, which is fantastic. This solenoid's seen better days. Alright, so which wire are we doing? We are doing this one. I lied. So where did this one go? This one ties into the main harness. We'll just shove all that back up in there. Yeah, that'll be okay. Damn, this chain is already rusting, and this is a brand new chain. Cool. Time to go get the multimeter. So the way we're gonna do this is pretty self-explanatory. We're gonna take our multimeter, and we are going to set it to continuity first. Make sure it's good. We'll hear a ding. Now we will take our black wire that is completely filled with dirt. And test our ground, which it is a ground, okay, so we know that. Yep. So now we will take our other one and we'll see if it is a positive, which it is. That's really weird that it's getting straight battery connection, but that's okay. So now we know that we have a negative and a positive, which means that this probably is for a brake light or just a running light. So many parts are missing off of this. That is so sick. We're gonna do something a little dumb. We're just gonna see. Oh, well, that was connected anyway. Why did it just... Why'd they... What? Y'all should not be making contact, no matter what. You mean to tell me if I put the black on the power, I was gonna say. Interesting. It would help if I put the leads on the right way. Cool. What? Test light time. Where, oh where would a amazing and good and perfectly healthy and clean ground be? The answer... probably not this, but that's where we're gonna put it anyway. You know, it would be really smart of me to just maybe put it on the ground post like a normal person. Alright, do we have power? No. How about now? Also no. So nothing with the handbrake. Let's try with the foot brake. Nothing on that side and nothing on that side. So that means that this has no brake light switch. Alright, time to be dangerous. So that's ground, which is good. And for some fucking reason, that's ground. Why? I want to take this electrical tape off because something tells me there's something terrible lurking underneath. Ah, yes. We are greeted by more connectors. Now let's test for voltage in these. What do we got? Nothing. The brake pedal is not depressed either. How about on this side? Nothing. Cool. Headlight. Turn on. Ooh. Now I don't have power. Now I don't have a ground there. I do have a ground there. I have a ground there. I don't have a ground there. Oh, what? Now let's test for voltage. I swear to God, if black is power, it's barely any. How about this one? This one's got a lot, so this one's probably like brake light power or some bullshit. Alright, well, that's a good find. Now that we know that, I can cut my headlight back off. So, looking at our back plastic, we aren't really left with a lot of mounting options. I could just drill some like holes right there and try to shove it up in there, but it depends on how big it is. The good news is we know we have wiring for a taillight though. That is very good news. So that pretty much wraps it up for now. We're gonna come back to this tomorrow when I have my parts and nonsense. But for now, there is no face. So the footage that you would be seeing now, I accidentally just deleted. Awesome. So basically in that footage, it completely goes over me putting the back plastics back on, putting the taillight in, and putting the steering bushing in. I thought I'd transfer them to my folder that has all the other footage in it, and I did not, because I'm stupid. So unfortunately this video is going to be buns. Well, not necessarily buns, but it's going to not be how I wanted it because I just spent the past probably like 2 hours editing that segment and putting some good effects in there. So, sorry, and I hate myself. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the video. Welcome back to Four-Wheeler Simulator, where today it is now Saturday, the day before this video is supposed to go up, and I have not made any progress since you last saw. But I do have something new. We have arrived with a new battery because after running tests on mine didn't want to be a battery anymore. We're gonna slap this battery in, make sure all the electrical functions work, and then we can finally put that brake light in and then put the front plastics back on. Slide that mug up in there. I have with me an assortment of screwdrivers. And as of moving the camera, I just remembered that I can't use screwdrivers. I have to grab a 10 mil wrench. Like always, connecting a battery. Take my screw and put my wrench somewhere where I'll lose it. Take my positive lead and find my bolt hole for it and start hand tightening my bolt up in there. Thing with the ground. Hopefully we get sparks. And now with the wrench, we have to take 10 years to tighten this. Well, this battery is definitely good because it's sparking. Could also be my wrench slapping around everywhere, but it's definitely not. Well, I found one of our problems. The damn cover for the positive wire is like barely on there, which is causing it to spark all the shit. Yeah, that's exactly the problem. Oh yeah, it burned it because it was doing that. Sick. Alright, well, time to go get some electrical tape. Alright, time to figure out how the hell I want to do this. I can see someone's electrical taped it before and it burned, which is fantastic. Alright, it's been a day. I definitely fixed it because it's not doing it now. Alright, so the headlight's on, like we figured out last time. So we're just going to come up here and we're going to quickly test voltage. If I remember correctly, I am bleeding. Cool. Brown should be power. Yep, brown is power. Green should be nothing. The way we're going to run this is ugly as all get out. But pretty much it's going to go in like that. It's going to smash those wires in the back. And then I'm going to kind of like cut to length-ish. Really quickly, we are going to make sure that we have the right wires selected. So we're just going to put brown to brown and green to green. And because my connection is literally terrible, it's going to flicker. But that's what we need right there. Brown and green. Not green with yellow line, just brown and green. Or I could put yellow line green in too and make it brighter. But who wants that? Cut the headlight off. Shift up, that way the neutral light is not on. And now, everyone's favorite part, wiring. Because these look easier to put a crimp on, I'm gonna cut these off, but I'm also gonna cut these off too. So those are gonna be cut all the way down back there. And I'm going to cut these right there. Make sure it's in there all the way and smash it the hell down like that. Make sure it's up in there all the way and then smash it the hell down. Make sure you get a nice good indent in there. We're gonna mount the light real quick. So we focus our attention up here. We're just gonna shimmy it on in here to where those come out barely. And then with one of them up in there, we will take our nut and we will lightly thread it on. And then we shall do the exact same thing to the other side. I doubt you can see any of this. It would help if I was turning the right way, you know, like a normal person. The good thing is that still shuts. So we are now done up there. We'll see where the wires kind of go. So right pretty much at my fingers, or right there. And we'll leave a little bit of room for wiggle's sake. We'll go ahead and connect the brown. I shortened it too much. Alright, that's now looking awful. Jesus. Maybe let's not make the ground so much longer. I hope that's in there because it is now crimped. That looks so bad. You know what? We're not gonna electrical tape it for when I hate myself so much I come and change it. Anyway, let's test. Headlight. Tail light. Tail light. Alright, we have successfully added a tail light in god-awful eyeballing alignment. So we are now back at the front of the four-wheeler. which means we get to put all of the plastics back on. This is going to be so exciting. I almost forgot, before I do that, I have to put this thing back on. I still don't know what the point of this thing is. Then again, I also didn't do any research about it. Cool. This box weird thing is back on. Bars are nice. Now it's time for all of the front plastics, which is about to be so much fun. And grab this front piece. Wrap one side around. Wrap the other side around while continuously trying to break it even more. Lord, I've done become a field day. Slap that one there. Now I can actually put these 2 screws that I just took out back in. That, and followed by that. And now we are back together for the most part. And in case you're wondering, I never had screws for that front part. Comes the part that I hate the most. This thing. As you can tell, I know so much about four-wheelers, especially the fact that I forgot that I'm going to have to take those 2 screws that I put in that bracket piece thing back out. Also, why the fuck are you not going on? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna start bouncing. No! Get off of that. Thank you. I can, once again, very stupid loosely, put these stupid screws back in. If it would thread, that would be very preferred, you piece of ever-loving. Thank you. Next. Alright, first up, you gotta slide your joints in here. Get ready for your shit. Get ready for your arthritis training. Next up, we do the exact same thing on this side, and then somehow this has progressively gotten worse. Come here. This piece is the epitome of my anger. Bam! We are back. Boom. We are now a complete four-wheeler again with a working headlight and a working horribly off-center taillight. And with working electric start. With a floppy ass fender because I lost the bolt for this. Which you don't understand how absolutely horribly irritating that is. Put some air in these tires with a bike pump and then we'll pull it up to the garage. I'll put some more air in them. And then ride it, because I haven't ridden it since it was snowy out. We got the air compressor running. And then I'll fill up the tires and I'll take it down the street. Let's go for a little spin, which I am not recording because my neighbors are out. Well, that pretty much does it for the four-wheeler video. If you enjoyed and you want to see more, check out my channel. If you enjoyed this video specifically, leave a like. That would help me out a lot. If you want to see more of the content that I do, definitely check out my channel, hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed it, and join me on another video. Hyperfest is not far, even though it is March, but we are making preparations. I will see you